being joined by a guy who recently had an article in the Des Moines Register. A lot of folks paying attention to what he wrote. Kevin Nordmeyer is here from BNIM architectural firm, and also another organization, which is
American Institute of Architects.
And interesting article that you wrote in the Register, getting all kinds of buzz.
Right.
Tell everybody what that was about.
Well, the UN, held their important climate change talks in December, and 188 countries agreed to curb carbon emissions.
Our mayor was there.
Our mayor was there, correct. And folks from around the world obviously convened there in France. And but it's one thing for governments to agree to do something, but it's going to take years. They're going to still argue for years. So sure. Iowans can do things today to save energy and become energy independent.
And we talked to the mayor about this, and he's had a couple of meetings since then talking about what he learned. But it is one of those things, you hear about something great happening, right, over in Europe, and you're like, great, we all agree that we need to all pitch in and do something. What in the world can we possibly do here locally that's going to have that big of an impact? Right.
Well, something, I'm an architect, so architecture is something we occupy buildings every day. 90% of our time is spent indoors. And many people think that carbon emissions come from automobiles, and they do, but over 50% of the energy we use is from buildings. The lights are on, and our heat is on, and our cooling is on. And so saving energy is a really important thing we can do. So being efficient first, saving energy in our buildings, and then applying renewable technologies to try to get to an energy independent state. So net zero energy, if you will.
Can you reach net zero without engaging in new construction? Can you take a building that exists and retrofit it to achieve that goal?
Yeah, the first thing you would do is have an energy audit if it's a home or a business. The utility companies in Iowa provide energy audits, so you first understand how much energy you use and how you can improve the efficiency of your home or business through insulation of the walls or smart thermostats and improved mechanical systems. And then once you get that thing as efficient as you possibly can, then you apply renewable technologies, solar hot water panels or photovoltaic panels, which are solar electric panels, to try to get to a zero energy state. And
you've been working with a community not too far away from here to show that this is possible.
Right. Bloomfield, Iowa. It's a town of 2,600 people south of Ottumwa in Iowa. And they've taken it upon themselves to just start taking the steps to becoming energy independent by 2030.
That's rather soon.
Yeah,
that's
it is.
Quick.
It's 15 years. So the Iowa Association of Municipal Utilities did a study for their community that showed that if they do an energy efficiency blitz across their community, 400 homes in the next 2 years they're going to improve the energy efficiency of. And then they're thinking about installing and funding a large community solar panel array. And then potentially a wind turbine. And so efficiency first, so by doing efficiency measures first and then applying renewables on a community scale, they anticipate they can become energy independent by 2030.
We have such extremes here. We have bitterly cold winters. We have very, very hot and humid summers. Does that make it more of a challenge to achieve the net zero goal here?
No, not necessarily. I mean, the extremes provide challenges in terms of providing the right amount of insulation and things like that, but you can be energy independent anywhere in America.
So how do we keep this going in our own communities? Do we all just agree that we're going to have someone come and check our homes and make sure we can be as efficient as possible, or do we have to go to our city council? Like, what's the next step so that we can kind of get on board with what other cities are doing around us?
Well, you can act in your own home every day. So if you live in Des Moines, Mid-American Energy is the utility provider, so you would contact them to do an energy audit of your home. I do think, though, we need to start thinking on a community scale like the town of Bloomfield. So thinking as a neighborhood association, as Des Moines is broken up into neighborhood associations, you can start to think and coordinate efforts among neighbors and learn from each other and apply, on a neighborhood scale. But yeah, I think we need to also ask of our leaders in Des Moines, how can we start to think on a Des Moines-wide, metro scale to become more energy efficient and maybe do community renewable energy projects.
Yeah, fascinating article that was in the paper and leads to a lot of conversations.
There you go. And I know you've mentioned a couple of examples, but if we wanted to do something simple today to help out with this cause, what could we be doing?
Efficiency first. That's what you always have to remember. Efficiency first. And then some simple technologies you can add in your home are solar hot water heating panels on the roof or photovoltaic panels today. And there's also still federal and state tax credits for renewable energy technologies, which really help buy down the initial costs.
Might as well take advantage of them.
Yes.
There you go. Wonderful. Thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you.